Today's video is all about that weird feeling you get whenever you go somewhere new and you have no idea what to do. Gotta go into the Scout store to get some numbers for a Boy Scout uniform. It was almost a complete disaster. They have different numbers, they have different neckerchiefs, they got different colors. Like, I know the troop number, but I didn't know if we were supposed to get red numbers or tan numbers, and then I had to look on Facebook and see, and then the guy says we don't have that neckerchief. Woo, I didn't know Boy Scouts was so complicated, man. I was just reflecting on my time at the Boy Scout store today, and it reminded me of my first time at Starbucks. You know by now that I go to Starbucks a lot, but the first time that I ever went to Starbucks, I was confused because I didn't know what to order. It was kind of intimidating. It's kind of the same thing that happened at the Boy Scouts today, and I was thinking about that and thinking about church and ministry, and that's kind of the way that I believe probably a lot of people feel whenever they first walk into our church buildings. Like, do I stand up? Do I sit down? Do I kneel? Do I pray? Is it time to do this? How do you guys do what you do? What a horrible experience it must be to walk into church for the first time. And so I'm kind of just reflecting on that. I don't have an answer. I do have leadership tonight, and so I'm going to ask my students what they think we should do for students who walk into our youth group for the first time, to kind of help them get past that. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do here. I don't know what I'm supposed to order. I don't know what I'm supposed to drink. So I'm going to ask my students about that here in a few minutes.
So I think church can do better by like maybe making the sermons have a little bit more in it for the non-believers.
What can people in the church do to make it seem more accessible, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. How can we help people whenever they might feel like they have no idea what to do at church on a Sunday morning or even youth group?
So I know we went church shopping a few years ago before we came to Springdale, and I know that the biggest thing for me was literally just having people in these like nice red shirts that just said the name of the church on it, and they came up to you and they say, hey, you're new here, and they kind of explain to you what's going to happen. They're like, I mean, even though we already knew at that point, they're like, you're going to listen to a sermon, you're going to hear somebody sing, and then here is a bunch of cookies that you can have. And that had to be the best part of the whole event.
Oh, yeah.
Is if you're giving people cookies, they're more likely to come back, and that's just something I have to say.
Okay. I think that one way that the church can be better about trying to reach people and make them less confused about what's going on is they can just I think that they can try to like reach out to people. Like, I think that if you try to like reach out to people and talk to people that you don't know, that you see that are new, I think that you'll make them feel more comfortable, because automatically they have someone to go to say like, oh, like I know that person, they reached out to me. Whereas if you don't know anyone and nobody talks to you, then you don't have a connection with that church. So I think it's really important to get to know people, or like pay attention to people that you don't know or whatever, and try to make a point of like going and talking to them, because I think then they have a personal connection to that church.